We are here to work as a team, let's face it, with the support teachers, the teachers, everybody.
I think HLTAs are, if you're employed within a school, I think they're better than, say, getting supply teachers in.
Teaching assistant role is very effective and valuable in the school.
At Little Ilford School in East London, where almost 90% of the pupils are learning English as a second language, the support staff play a crucial role.
How about if we give each group a different creature that they've got to write about and then see if the others at the end can guess who they've written about or what they've written about?
The teaching assistants at Little Ilford School are highly valued. They're a critical member of the teaching team and the support team. And when I say teaching team, it's because we actually attach them to departments. But what we try and do is to maximise the TA as a second adult in the classroom, and therefore they're able to impact on far more students.
Our role as teaching assistant is to assist in any way and every way possible to make everything go smoothly, be it in any kind of support, being helping somebody in literacy, being helping somebody around the school. I mean, I think we are valued just as well as any other member of staff.
Today's date?
The support staff are at the forefront of a drive to raise the school's standards in literacy.
Quick, he said, let's build a toboggan. There's some wood in the skip outside.
Two of the school's intervention strategies are taught by specially trained teaching assistants. One is the reading challenge.
We can use that.
Okay, can you explain what you have read?
The reading challenge is about trying to bring the children up to level 4 that come into school at level 3. It works pretty well, really. I think it is a good thing, and I think it works because it's in school time. So they come because it's during registration. They don't have to do it as extra time. I worked with 2 girls before, and they've actually now at a reading age of 16.
Yeah, you can either start at the school gates or you can start in the building.
Pupils who need extra help with their writing do the writing challenge.
It has helped me to write more paragraphs, helped me to extend writing, even in not English only, in other subjects. I didn't understand big words or how to spell big words. Now I learn how to break them down.
So what we need to do is just rewrite it again. You know, all the mistakes neatly this time. Yeah? I put today's day for you. Please, yeah, it looks neater, doesn't it? Don't forget the paragraphs.
I do the writing challenge with the teaching assistant. That helps me. I think that she's really explained everything well to me, and if I don't understand something, she explains it again till I understand it.
I found it quite a lot better to do this because in class there's loads of children, so the teacher can't get around to everyone in time, and in here it's just one individual has a teacher, and it's easier to speak to her and stuff.
Okay, try it again. Catch. Unlucky, one more time.
As well as our teaching assistants, we have learning support teachers. So, for example, in PE, there's a learning support teacher who's attached to the class that I'm working with.
Everyone in every subject is encouraged to join in the promotion of literacy throughout the school.
Well, in terms of literacy, they've actually been getting the spellings of various words, the key words that have been used in the lessons, and getting them to spell that by using the names of the muscles of the body, so they learn the muscles of the body, but at the same time they're learning the actual spellings. We just try and integrate literacy as much as possible. How long do you hold a stretch for?
5 seconds.
5 seconds.
10.
Is that the correct name of the muscle?
Yes.
Okay, keep stretching.
As you know, there are 6 skeletons that are used in the primary curriculum. However, there have been identified in the secondary curriculum 8 writing genres, 8 text types.
All support staff are involved in the whole school training sessions, like this one, in which the English department is leading a drive to use writing skeletons across the curriculum.
At Little Ilford School, it's really important that we empower people and we develop people, and that's as a priority, as much for support staff as it is for teachers.
If they feel empowered through the training, through the support and through the monitoring, then 9 times out of 10 we get high quality delivery. But that doesn't mean to say we do one-off training session. We've recognised now, for example, having delivered it for a couple of months, that we need to go back to some of the training, revisit it, refine it. Now that might be with small groups of them as opposed to all of them, or it might be with individual TAs.
The teaching assistants who deliver the reading challenge meet from time to time with the literacy intervention coordinator to discuss progress.
This is an opportunity for us to get together as a group. I mean, we don't get many opportunities like this because the TAs have got quite a heavy workload. So this is a chance just to see if we can make what we're doing in school more effective. Is there any further support?
Meetings like this one are important for getting feedback and planning any changes required. Today, there's concern the pupils aren't getting enough support in their reading, outside the time spent on the reading challenge.
I mean, we can boost their confidence 4 mornings or 2 mornings a week, but once they leave us, who's going to boost their confidence in a classroom?
We mentioned before about trying to get them in that reading thing, whether we got them to read to each other sometimes, or to like small groups. Do you know what I mean? Like they would have to read in a class because often they won't do that in a class. It's too big.
I do find that sometimes it's a question of building up their confidence, getting them to read a small amount, and then seeing if you can get them to repeat a word over and over again, because that does help a great deal, repetition.
So not only are we trying to help the students with those skills, we're also boosting their confidence at the same time. And sometimes the confidence
it's more so.
is more.
I think so. I think it's more confidence. But at the beginning, one of the girls that I read with, she's really making lots of mistakes and frightened to read. But before she leaves, and I've said that to her, she's reading so much better. She's gained confidence just in that time.
The question I'd like to ask you all now is how can we make the project more effective for next year?
The girl I read with wants to go into the other room because she's quite shy of reading even in that group, so I think it would be nice to be able to have a bit more space. Do you know what I mean? So that you perhaps less children in a room. I know we talked about reading to each other, but it could be in small groups to start with, couldn't it?
He found it ever so easy once we was doing the skeleton. All right, he didn't do as much.
By assigning Little Ilford's teaching assistants to departments rather than particular pupils, the head believes the TAs work more effectively.
The head teacher has done a lot to involve us in with the activities whereas before Miss Powell took charge of the school, we were not involved in any meetings with the department's curriculum teams, but now because we are in department, we are involved to take part in meetings. But there's still some teachers who can't relate to us, who were still sort of pushed aside as if this topic is not, you don't need to know this or whatever. But we like to be involved. We like to know what's going on in classes.
So what we're going to do is we'll look through the case study, get the students to pay particular attention to the other issues section, because this is the part with desktop publishing, and we're going to get them to devise some questions.
Many of the teachers are already aware of the advantages of developing a strong working relationship with a teaching assistant, involving them in planning lesson content, as well as working in partnership within the lesson.
In ICT, as we put in literacy as part of cross-curriculum, because in ICT they do have to write project and coursework. So whereby when they do write, we try to read through with them and improve their sentences and the paragraph and where they're supposed to use comma and punctuations and making sentences.
What do you think should go afterwards? So what should we say? A mysterious creature escapes the science lab. For me, a TA is like my right hand, because I feel that if I've missed out something, they're able to pick up on it. They're able to support me. And I feel that when we are teaching full-size classes of 30 students, I don't necessarily have the time to go around to all the groups. And the TA is a star because they're able to go to different groups and they're able to pass on that information to me, whether students have made progress, whether there's not been enough progress made. Had I not been able to have the support, I feel that some students would have not got support from an adult who is a professional.
How about telling them where it escaped? You said a lab, there's labs all over the world, isn't there? I know. So where did it escape from?
Hi
Hi folks, sorry for the slight delay.
With literacy as top priority, 3 teaching assistants have been trained up to be higher level TAs. The plan is to put them in overall charge of literacy intervention strategies.
One is going to lead the literacy progress units, another is going to lead the reading and writing challenge, and the third HLTA is going to lead another reading intervention programme as well as the learning challenge.
By meeting with the senior leadership, the HLTAs get a chance to discuss the issues concerning them.
The environment is an issue in the sense that quite a lot of students in one room, and some of them are very lack confidence in reading, so we tend sometimes to take 1 or 2 of them into another room, but it would be good if we had another room.
So actually finding a particular space?
We only had a few in each room.
It's interesting because we were talking about this when we were trying to create another literacy room.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you take your point. It's in a public area. There's 2 rooms, and some of them feel inhibited, which is why we're trying to get another literacy room.
Another thing we discussed, we had a meeting, was that a lot of our pupils don't use public libraries. We just wondered if we could encourage them to go to maybe the Romford Road Library or something.
Again, one of your projects might be that maybe that's, I mean, it won't be seen as a treat to take the children to the library, but maybe we could make it that way, as a trip, and maybe a couple of their sessions if we took them as a group, perhaps.
A really good idea.
So what do you think?
The recently appointed HLTAs will soon be responsible for leading the other TAs in teaching the literacy interventions. It's an important role, and they're promised more training in management and IT skills.
I think I definitely need the training because I used to be a secretary before I became involved in schoolwork, so which is a completely different environment. Because we'd be responsible for teaching literacy and to the students, so it is a big responsibility, so it's a bit daunting prospect.
OK, describe that man to me.
Head believes the school's investment in training support staff is a reason for the low turnover of TAs at Little Ilford.
We really do believe that we've got some fantastic teaching assistants.
OK.
But that's because, again, one of our key aims is to develop people. We love seeing people grow. So if they're taking on new responsibility, if their role keeps evolving without throwing too many things at them, then they're likely to stay because the commitment's strong to them as it is from them.
And becoming an HLTA with responsibility for literacy intervention is seen as both a challenge and an opportunity.
It is definitely good for TAs because it gives them a chance of promotion, gives us encouragement to work harder. But I think HLTAs are, if you're employed within a school, I think they're better than, say, getting supply teachers in. Supply teachers don't know the children, they cannot control the children.
I want to teach eventually anyway, so for me, personally, I'm pleased to have the opportunity to do it, yeah. It's a new thing for us, it's a new thing for the school. There hasn't been high-level teaching assistants in the school before, so it's a whole new thing and we've just got to hope it works. OK.